So it felt like the whole show was in a close-up, and that's why this theater, I think, is so special from an actor point of view. Now, may I tell the story?
Sure.
Okay. And he's still my boss. I don't want to get him upset at me, you know. The next play, I'm gonna get a casting or something. So one of the cast members, a fantastic actor named Tom Simmons, who was just a joy for me to work with. It was like literally going to war every day, because this guy would come in and it would be me and him just going like just battle. We would, you know what I'm talking about, the guy who played the dad, who played the father, you know, and it was always different every time, and it was always just it was just a war. So he had some personal business and he missed a show. And Jamie stepped in. So I got to not only rewrite this character, be directed by him, but I got to actually be on stage with him. So it was just when he says he doesn't have a favorite, he really doesn't, because he's really, really good at all those aspects. But it was really cool, because literally like 2 days before we had to go up, he's like, all right, Tom's not making it. I got to learn these lines, dude. I'm shutting down everything. I got to learn these lines. I'm like, well, let me know if you want to run them. Yeah, come tomorrow night, we'll run them. Yeah. And I came the next night, we ran them. He had his lines, and the next day we did it, and it was really cool. It was really cool being able to do that.
I don't think you'd have any problem with it. You seem very focused. You just have that aura about you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Listen, guys, we got to take a real quick commercial break, but we will be back with more in the can, so stay tuned. And we're back in the can, and again, our guests are Jamie Polinetti, Kai Evans. Now, I understand the play A Cab Fugue. You're in the process of taking that and working it into a feature film. How's that working for you?
Kai, you want to start?
How's that working for us? I think it's going to work great. It's like anything. I think you just put your heart and soul into it, and then you put it out there, and you see what you get. The story itself, I think, is really amazing. I think we have Jamie is signed on to direct this with and I'm going to play Calvin again, and we're looking at some other things. And
it's a great really story for indie filmmakers, because as I think you know, Kip, there is no one way to get a film made. And here we have a successful play. It's a very well written piece. We have a lead actor who can carry the play, and then again will carry the movie, and a director. And so we've done so much of the work already on the character and on the story. Now to translate it to film, of course, is a different thing, but too many times I've been on sets when actors come on the set and they're not prepared, and none of the work is done beforehand, and you're trying to find characters while the camera's rolling and while the whole crew is on the set, and of course that never works. It just won't work. So we've already done all of that work. We're now in the process of trying to fund the film. Of course, that's a whole other side of the business, as you know, and if we can get a little bit of money to fund this thing, we feel very confident we can turn it into a movie and hopefully have as much success as we had with the play.
I think you will. Jamie, you got a part in there for yourself? What are you doing?
Yeah, I want
to see you up there.
Well, thank you. One of the original play, when I got it, there was a role, Henry, that of course you saw, that I wanted to play desperately, and because of the demands here at the theater, I just couldn't do it. And I knew that I couldn't direct the play and get it where I wanted it and play the role. And I happened to have a very, very good actor in my company who was perfect for the role, and I said, I'm going to give him the role, and then I can direct it. Right. And that, as I mentioned earlier, that directorial process for me is one that works wonders when I then have to go in and play a character, because all of my background work is done on the entire story, not just the character. And this is important, it shows me where that character fits in the overall spectrum of the story. And so I have all that work done now. So if we do shoot the film, when we get it up and running, I will play one of the characters. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
That's a great thing, what he just said about his process. That was the thing that really excited me about working with Jamie, was that when we started working on the piece, a lot of directors that I've worked with, film and stage, they missed the boat on story. And me being the first time working with Jamie, a lot of directors have different dialogue. I've had one director whose direction was just a little more tea, and I said, well, tea? I don't even drink tea. What are you talking about? Just a little more tea. All right, go back to your mark, and you're not gonna have to figure it out. Lingo. Everyone's got their own lingo, right? Well, Jamie has a very specific a lingo that he uses, and it was really kind of really cool that we both, although some of the words were different, but the way we attacked material was the same, and I think that's why we worked so well together. Although, his phrasing may be different than mine. You see, he helps me out when I don't know what I'm trying to say. I have a hard time expressing sometimes. But it was amazing because the story, and his eye for story, his eye for detail, and how things connect in the story. I guess the most important thing that expresses and makes me impressed with Jamie is that the story comes first. And when you have a director, an artist that understands story first, then that's when you move people. You know, when you don't care you don't care as much what's happening, as long as the story's getting told through the actors, then you have art, you have something magical. I think like Cab was every show, magic. You know.
Yeah. You guys have any plans to run it through again?
No, I don't think we'll do that. You know, we're always on to the next project here. That's one of the things that many things we're trying to accomplish. One of the things we're trying to accomplish is to give new playwrights and original material a chance to be seen. And again, very difficult task for a new playwright or a young writer who hasn't had anything produced before. And so we're always looking for this original material, original contemporary material, relatable to our audience. And on to the next project. And like Kai's mentioned many times, it's art. And whether or not the next production reaches this level or not, we don't know. But we want to keep pushing and keep trying, and again bringing in new material whenever possible.
Plus, the talent pool that you have here is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, me being an outsider, I haven't worked with these guys before. I really was excited about working with the actors here. There's a lot of great actors.
I think the thing that makes it work is we didn't invent this model. Steppenwolf, there are many theater companies that have come along over the history of intimate theater that have gotten together a group of like-minded artists, studied together, pushed each other, so that the collection of the individuals together is stronger than any one person on their own. That's our goal here. And so we do teach a very specific approach, the Stanislavski method, which has been, proven over time. Most of the acting approaches today have been taken from that method. And we teach our actors, if they haven't had training in it, or even if they have, we teach them this, dialogue and this approach, this way of looking at the work, so that we're all on the same page. And I'll be honest, Kip, we've had many hundreds of actors come through here, and the company's 25. Mm-hmm. So it's not easy, but when you get people who do work together and do care more about the finished product than they do about themselves, and that's a tough thing to find in this town. But when you do have that, then you can go on and continue to move and bring in new material, and it's worked well so far.